What's up guys, my name is Kevin Murray and today I'll be just talking about my raw thoughts on the crypto market in 2022. People that know me in real life or the things I post on social media is I'm a long-term investor. I pick individual stocks. I think for me I resonate with that. You could say looking at Warren Buffett or Charlie Mungers or Monish Pabrai or Peter Lynch and looking at other financial gurus, you could say financial education, meet Kevin, Graham Stephan that I kind of look up to, and seeing how they invest and what types of things are they investing into. And each one of us has their own things that they're really want to invest in or really excites them. Do you want to put in the work and get better gains in the market than doing index funds? When you pick individual stocks or if you invest in real estate or crypto, you could get higher returns than just investing into those funds. Index funds return annual 8 to 10% historically accounting for inflation. But for me, I have goals of having a 16 to 22% return every single year when I do individual stock picking. But it takes to work because it's a process that nobody wants to do. The 10Ks, the 10Qs, looking into those each quarter or year, conference calls, and then doing my underlying fundamental research or market research on my projection and doing my own research. You could do the Graham Stephan way, cost average into an index and just forget about it. That's how you can grow your wealth slowly. And most Americans should just do that because savings accounts give you less than 1%. Inflation is about 8.6% right now, and then you need your money to grow compounded, not simple interest, which banks give you as a scam. But it's going back to my crypto thoughts. I draw crypto right now to the .com bubble that was happening in the late 90s and early 2000s. Anything that had a .com name during that time had valuations in the 100 millions and into the billions when there's no revenue. It was just a story, at least had a cool website. And you could see the same thing with crypto. I'm not going to bash crypto because I'm very interested in it, these buzzwords, the Web3, the smart contracts, a new alternative to our financial systems, right? The Bitcoins, the grandfather, the digital gold. There's only 22, 23 million that's ever going to be in existence. There's Ethereum, the smart contracts, a lot of developers building on that platform and using that, the gas fees, NFTs. But you got to ask yourself, how do I value these cryptocurrencies? And all from real estate to stocks, there is some type of valuation metric or something to find the intrinsic value to it. With real estate, how do you find the market value of real estate? The easy way is go on Zillow and compare your properties that are similar in your neighborhood that have the same square footage, the same type of style, bathrooms, rooms, and all that stuff. Or you could have an appraiser to go on your property to see that valuation to it. But there's a process to it. That's a very simple way with real estate. But with stocks too, with underlying businesses that you want to own, I could tell you right now, Alibaba seems undervalued in terms of their intrinsic value, but the market's discounting it for many actual reasons. There are many stocks right now that are undervalued in terms of, you could say, the PE, their price of sales, or the TAM they're going after. There are many deals out there. There's many processes. Many investors, I said, the forward Ps or doing their underlying fundamental analysis. But with crypto, I can't say the same thing. I know it doesn't produce you revenue. It doesn't produce you cash flow. I know investing is assumptions. I think this is going to be worth more in the future than now, right? That's the simple concept of it. But how do we value these cryptocurrencies? And we have to go on a deeper level. We can't say we should have 5-6% of our portfolio in crypto if we don't really understand it. Where's the real world cases for Bitcoin and people, or Ethereum? What is cryptocurrency going to be used for? Is it going to be for our generation, Gen Z, or is it going to be for the baby boomers too, when they barely know how to use the Wi-Fi, laptops, the internet? There's this disconnection, or maybe it's for Gen Z and millennials and that's it. Maybe Bitcoin, we're just going to use the technology from Bitcoin and using that blockchain aspect of it, not using Bitcoin. It's something just to really think about and question. When we're seeing this right now, the time I'm recording it, Bitcoin's around 18 or 19 or 20,000 right now, and it's a big drop. We know the crypto market's going to be very volatile in the beginning stages because the market cap is low, but the more people that invest into it, or when we get the spot ETF and maybe it's next year or 2 years down the line, then we see crypto starting to stabilize. And what are the real world cases? We see, I think, El Salvador making it a national currency and all that stuff, but I could argue on a deeper level, we can't transact on Bitcoin right now because this you could say the gas fees are expensive and it's slow to process, right? Is it like 6 or 7 transactions per second, while like Visa or MasterCard could do 10,000 or 100,000? Like, it's not very efficient. And plus the market too is very volatile. So like if you're in a grocery store, Bitcoin drops 5%, you're losing 5% of your money. How is it going to be a hedge for inflation? Or it's like the digital gold when it's a risk on asset right now in the market. And then with Ethereum too, with NFTs, like how do I value an NFT? Is it just a flex or an art? I mean, a lot of people making a lot of money to it. I'm just making an objective view to it. How do you value these NFTs? Like, most influencers are damaging their reputation to just make a couple million or a couple 100,000 from these crypto companies, or making their own NFTs that they don't actually understand. Like, I see Full Send do it, the Metacard, and I've been watching them for years, and I respect what they're doing, and I think it's gonna like be like a very successful project for them. But when I see other influencers that are not have that brand that they have, or have smart people around them, it's like a joke. 98% of the crypto market, it's a bubble. And are we gonna have a crypto winter? We've seen like these brokerages preparing for one, from Gemini to Voyager to Coinbase, and we'll see. I think crypto's here to stay because so many people believe in it like a religion. But we gotta see. This is early innings to it, and like we'll see where it goes. If regulation's ever gonna come, are we gonna have that spot T ETF? Are we gonna actually use an actual cryptocurrency, or is it gonna be the U.S. stablecoin that we're gonna be using instead of a U.S. dollar? Because I don't think the government likes Bitcoin because it brings back control to people if you go down that rabbit hole. Like, we control the financial markets. We don't need a third party anymore. We don't need Uber. We don't need banks to store our money or to use services, right? Like, something to really think about, how blockchain could disrupt the society. But as right now, like I said, emphasize this. Like, tell me, how do you value Bitcoin? How do you value Ethereum right now in this state? I could say the same thing with like, I believe Alibaba is a good company that's gonna outperform Bitcoin, or I think Meta is gonna outperform Bitcoin in the next couple of years because their TAMs are going after, total addressable markets. Their basic business model, revenue projections, cash flows. I know it's night and day when you want to compare to them, but there has to be something. It can't be just assumptions, right? Like, most people my age are fixated with cryptocurrencies, but they don't really like stocks because it takes a lot of work. Oh, he's like, it's just boring stuff, but it's attracting the younger generation, like the Web3 stuff, NFTs. Like, it's very exciting. That's something I'm very open to, but I think for all of us, we just have to experiencing it because we're all young, whoever's listening to this, and it's an emerging industry. But something that I have to be aware of is like, just trust your instincts and know what you're getting into. Like, if I want to invest in NFT, I have to do my due diligence on what. The only thing that I see is like the project they're going after, their TAM, the Web3 concept, and like the people that are around it on the board, the founders, you could say. Are they resonant with the mission, or are these trying to get rich quick schemes? But this is kind of like my rant for the crypto industry. I'm not against it. Over time, I'm very open to having some of my portfolio in Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe the top 10 holdings, if it's like making it more like a index, you could say, or just investing just specifically in Bitcoin and Ethereum, just cost averaging every single month, you know? I'm very open to it. Like with real estate too, I'm very open to it, having cash flow properties. But I think from the beginning, it's like a learning process for everyone. Just stick with what you know. I'm be sticking with individual stocks. That's my bread and butter, but I'll keep up to date with cryptos just to not get left behind and stuff. But that's my thing. But thank you for watching, and peace out.